In this video, we're going to test a signal indicator together, which, according to some, works pretty well. But let's make sure of that ourselves in practice. I'll show you all the settings, how to use this indicator, and after watching this video, you'll be able to go to the TradingView website, copy all the settings exactly, and then start making money with this indicator. Let's try to turn $5,000 into $10,000 using just one indicator. And by the way, we'll be working with 1-minute trades, and in some cases, 3-minute trades. I'll show you what the difference is. Let's get to the video. For example, here we have the Australian Canadian dollar, and our indicator is signaling a sell. So let's switch to this currency pair and open a sell trade right from here. So what do we need to do? We need to go through all the currency pairs. And whenever we see a signal, like we did here, we immediately open a trade in that direction. I specifically set up the indicator with my team so that it works very quickly. It's just right for a 1-minute trade. Let's watch this trade and see how it turns out. I'll say right away that this indicator doesn't have a 100% win rate, but it still performs pretty well. An excellent first trade brings me $920. And accordingly, now we can move on to the settings and talk in more detail about how this indicator works. What's the best way to use this indicator? Look, we actually have a few options. The safest entry points for us will be, let's find a currency pair. So, for example, when we have a strong upward movement, the best entry points for us will be from below. That is, when we're trading with the trend, those are the very best entry points. If we have a downward trend, then it's better to work on selling and, accordingly, to look for those very moves. Also, it's not for nothing that we colored the indicator lines right away, and we can see that if the red line is dominant on the indicator, those are good signals to sell. If you see that the lines are moving intermittently, it's better to skip those situations. Yes, we could make money even on a move like this, but it would still be risky. That's why it's best to work with a strong trend. Let's look at another example. Here we have a buy signal again on the Australian Canadian dollar. So I'm opening a buy trade right from here. So, right at the moment when a new candle appears below, we immediately get a buy signal. There's a good upward movement here, so we're trading with the trend now. Let's watch this trade. As you can see, my first trade was opened on a rebound, and the second trade is already opened with the trend. So really, you can make pretty good money on a local trend like this. Let's keep watching this trade. Excellent. This second trade on the same currency pair brings me another $920. As you can see, 2 solid signals. So far, our stats are at 100%, but let's see what changes as this video goes on. And by the way, my balance is already at $7,600 when I started with just $5,000. By the way, if you're interested in the settings for this indicator, you can go and grab them right now in our Telegram channel. That's where I'll leave these exact settings under the post with the video. So go ahead and follow the link in the description to get these exact settings. I'll leave them in the Telegram channel. The link is waiting for you in the description. Now, let's move on. If you see a strong downward movement and notice that we've had a lot of sell signals, you can wait. After such an impulse, I really recommend waiting for an entry point because a sell signal could appear at any moment. Euro, Swiss franc. Let's get this currency pair ready for now. Where is it on my list? Here it is. And now I just need to wait for a sell signal. We can wait on this currency pair. That's also a valid strategy. But we can also go through other currency pairs and see if there are any good entry points on them right now. We get a sell signal and open a sell trade right from here. So, if I had indeed noticed this particular signal a bit earlier, I would have opened my sell trade somewhere around this precise point. But since this specific signal only appeared on this very candle, we can effectively work with the prevailing trend. That's pretty safe. When the candle has fully formed, and you had, for example, a sell signal here, but on the next candle there are no entry points, meaning only on the first candle. So, there was a sell signal here, and I opened my trade. Let's see how it plays out. Unfortunately, this trade closed at a loss because I didn't manage to enter the trade properly. Okay, unfortunately, that happens sometimes. If I had entered a bit earlier, I would have ended up with a nice profit. But for now, our stats are at 66% with this indicator. Alright, let's keep that in mind. And with the next trade, I want to cover my loss. I'm going to open a trade for $1,500. There's a buy signal appearing right now on the British pound to Canadian dollar, so I choose this currency pair and open my buy trade right from here. Basically, you need to watch very closely in the moment, and as soon as you see your signal, that's when you need to open the trade immediately. This strategy is perfect both for beginners and for traders who already have experience. So, actually, this is a very simple indicator. Yes, it gives signals in real time, but it's set up based on moving averages. So, it calculates when the market is overbought or oversold, and accordingly, we can operate from these safe zones. We're watching the trade. So far, the movement is pretty good. An excellent trade brings me 1,300 bucks. And as you can see, I'm covering my loss. Let's open the next trade for $1,250, lowering the risk a bit. Once again, just a reminder that the settings for this indicator are waiting for you via the link in the description in our Telegram channel 80 Trading Booster Bot. If you see that there are literally just a few seconds left before the candle closes, for example, from 10 to 5 seconds, it's better to wait for a new candle and see what it tells us, because often a signal appears right at the start of a new candle. Here's a buy signal on the Euro-Canadian dollar. But honestly, this whole movement makes me a bit uneasy because I can't keep up. Yeah, most likely, I just can't keep up. If you see a really strong impulse, a move like this, then it's also better to skip this currency pair. If you manage to get in right at the beginning, that's a good entry point. But if you already see a huge impulse happening, then it's not safe and it's better to skip this situation. Australian Canadian dollar, this currency pair again. I'm selecting this currency pair on the platform. Let's pick it. Australian Canadian dollar. Where is it here? Here's the currency pair, and we have a sell signal here. I'm opening a sell trade right from here. Why did I open a trade here? First of all, there's a decent downward movement here, and as you can see, the price hasn't made a huge impulse yet, so there's still a chance to catch a good entry point. And accordingly, the statistics for this indicator already show 75% profitable trades. If this trade closes in profit now, we'll have 80% profitable trades. That's out of 5 trades. And by the way, we're almost at our goal of 10,000 bucks. An excellent trade brings me $1,150. As you can see, there are already 4 winning trades and 1 losing trade. Not bad stats. And let's open the next trade for $1,250 again, and this will be the finale. And hopefully, we'll hit our 10,000 bucks mark. By the way, if you want even more strategies, make sure to follow the link in the description to our Telegram channel. Besides the setups from this video, you'll find even more ready-made strategies and indicators you can use to make money. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to our support account. The guys there will help you out and answer all your questions. So, I'm leaving all the useful links in the description. But let's keep moving on. The Australian dollar and Swiss franc are currently giving us a sell signal. We still have time to enter this trade, since there's a good downward movement and the price hasn't made a strong impulse yet. So always pay attention. If you have a good downward movement and a sell signal, and the candle is already, say, halfway open, like 30 seconds or 20 seconds in, then as long as there's no strong impulse, you can open trades following the trend. That will be a safe entry point. An excellent final trade brings me $1,050, and as a result, I reach my goal and have doubled my deposit thanks to just one indicator. So, to sum up this video, we ended up with 5 winning trades and 1 loss. I think that's a very good statistic. So, as you can see, I managed to double my deposit with just 5 winning trades and 1 losing trade. That's pretty good statistics for a signal indicator like this. So if you want to get these settings, go ahead and follow the link in the description right now. And if you have any questions, just ask them through our support account. To add the indicator, you need to type in this value, colored moving average with closed signals. Type in this name, and the indicator will immediately appear for you. The short name is SMA Close. Here's its full name. So, just add it and you can use it with confidence. On that note, I'll say goodbye for now. See you again soon. And by the way, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to this YouTube channel and leave a comment on this video.